Russia. And the winners of the animation category, Estimate from New Zealand. All right, teams. Welcome to the Imagine Cup. You excited? Yeah. Our three judges have prepared questions for you. Now you're only going to have 90 seconds to answer each question, and yes, you will be on the clock. So when you're asked a question, your team can call to decide if you want to answer in a specific way, but remind yourselves that goes against your 90-second time limit. So you'll know you're getting close to time expiring when you hear this music. So if you exceed the time allowed, true story, I'm not afraid to interrupt. That's the truth. Judges, okay, it's going to be a tricky part for you guys. You may be tempted to ask a lot of questions, but in each round, you only get one. Make it count. Students will begin with the Dream It round. Let's talk about how you got your idea and where you found your inspiration. Hadi, first questions to you over at the World Citizenship Team, iMedia.
So obviously, helping detect anemia is an important thing to do. My question is, how did you think that you could do that using a mobile app, and what made you think of using the color cards?
So why we thought we could do this using a mobile app? The idea of using conjunctival palette is not a new one. It's been around for thousands of years. We get taught it in medical schools. It dates back to the days of Hippocrates. We combined old teachings with modern technology, and we used color standards which are widely used in photography, and we thought that we could make something better than just eyeballing and sweet.
So with the mobiles as well, our whole kind of idea came from, okay, selfies are big right now. We want people to be able to do something that they're used to doing, something such as taking a selfie and be able to identify it. In the end of the day, what we want to do is ensure that preventable causes of anemia are picked up before it's too late, that you identify it and that they're actually treated. So that's
Yep, and I'd just like also to add that we've been in the medical field, even though we've only just started our medical training. We've seen many people afflicted by anemia, and we've gone to rural and remote areas. We've seen people who, even in Australia, a developed country, who aren't able to access healthcare because they're so far away from the nearest clinic, and that's what really drove us to seek a better solution.
Okay. Your question for the games team, Brainy Studio.
Brainy Studio, we heard about the inspiration with Earth Hour for the overall game, but tell us what inspired you to create this visual world. Tell us about what sparked you to do the look and even the music of this world you created.
Yeah, the inspiration for us was World Hour, yes, and we want to create a new, unique game atmosphere, and we want to make not the 3D game, not the 2D game, we want to mix that and to make 2.5D game, because we think it's really great mix, and our visual style artist, he made all this great job, and yeah.
Thank you. My visual style in the game, it's like a very simple style, because straight lines, really simple shapes. I think that it could be very interesting and looks really cool in the game. And I don't know how it will look in the game, so I just made it, and so wow, it's okay. Everybody loves it, so this is it.
And about what the game inspire and film inspire us to make this graphic style, it was the cartoon Paranormal. Yeah, it's really great.
Last question in the Dream It round, Satya, over to the innovation team, Estimate.
It's an amazing app. I was just wondering, you have some inspirational stories to tell from your friends, perhaps? Or what made you build this? Were your friends usually late to parties, or what was it?
Yep, so the kind of friends we have, as you know, obviously 60% of them are late all the time. So,
man, that's accurate.
So there was this time when we were meeting up at the train station, and one of our friends said we'd be right there in 5 minutes. And as you can imagine, we were still waiting there 2 hours later. It's just one of the few examples. When you walk down the street, you can see everyone, people on their phones waiting for people, asking where are you, how long will you be, are you even on your way? So that's what our app tries to answer. It answers all these questions in a simple interface.
And because we found that people were very sensitive about their information sharing, that's why we decided to not share the exact location with their friends. Because that's one of the different things about our app.
But then I guess for the Imagine Cup, we had 4 members in our team. One of them would be constantly late to the meetings. And then, funnily enough, he wasn't able to make it here today. But there's a whole entirely different reason. We won't blame him for that. But just want to say, we made it. Yeah.
Well done, teams. We're going to go on to the second round called the Build It round. In this round's questions, you'll be about all the technology behind your projects, how you actually built them, and how you brought your ideas to life. So Satya, we're going back to you. The first question is yours for the games team, Rainy Studio.
So you use the Unity engine, and obviously it's a mobile app. So I know that you also have some ideas around virtual reality, so give me a little bit of how you want to extend this with what you've built to what I think is an emerging trend around games.
So we really like the virtual reality technology, and we think we as developers can help a little bit to spread it worldwide. So we decided we would like to make this technology, support of that technology in our game. And what we did, we didn't have, for example, normal glasses for us, so we decided to make handmade virtual reality glasses. Yes, we take the big Windows phone, Nokia Lumia 1520, yeah, and use it as a screen, use accelerometer and we write some code in Unity to divide the camera from the left eye to the right eye, and we did it really great. We did it, no, you can just look at after that. Yeah.
So it's 2 video screens, basically?
Technically, yes, but when you put it on virtual reality glasses, you see the 3D effect, and we try to make level design of our game really for the 3D. Yeah, like the roller coasters from the different side of view. Yes, because we have wires, and so. Cool. And we have demo version of Windows Phone Store, so you can download it and try it.
Question for the innovation team.
Right, so estimate, you guys are building what is naturally a social and viral app. And by the choice of going on the Windows platform, if I want to organize something with a bunch of friends, have you thought about using either HTML5 or going cross-platform so the other friends I want to meet up with can respond to me to tell me where they are?
Yeah, our next step is building the cross-platform using Xamarin. Yeah, we planning to next 3 months or so gonna release this app to all 3 platforms. About HTML5, we're gonna look into it. We don't have much knowledge in this area yet.
And how about for friends who don't even have the app? Can they use it using HTML5 using their web browser on their phone?
Yeah, we'll look into it.
Mobile first.
So for people who don't even have the app, we were thinking about integrating Facebook into our app as well. So post the events from Facebook as well as your friends. And that will be a very easy way, leveraging off a market. And yeah, in terms of the cross-border development, we are looking into a 3 to 6 month development process for those platforms. So we will enable friends of on any type of platform to meet up together in a smarter way.
And Eric, the final question in the Build It round is for you, World Citizenship Team.
Anemia, so you do the image processing in the cloud, but it seems like this has a lot of potential for areas where they may not have access to the cloud yet. What are the possibilities for doing the processing locally or in some other method?
So I'll answer this question in two ways. So the first reason, why did we choose to build it in the cloud? So we believe that this is a mobile-first, cloud-first world. And Anemia and this century is going to be marked by the fact that humans can now extend their powers beyond their minds. Just like the steam engine led us to extend our physical powers beyond our muscles, I believe that the cloud computing revolution can let us extend our minds beyond what we can do normally. For instance, not just to do new things, but to do old things better and faster. So this, even like you said, there are some areas that can't access the cloud, but what we found is that in a lot of areas, even in villages in Africa, places that you don't expect to even have running water, they do have a mobile phone. They have 2G access. And by putting it on the cloud, we enable our program to run on every platform. And I mean every platform, not just iOS, Android, Windows Phone. I mean feature phones, DSLRs, cameras, anything that can take a photo, and anything that you can reach through a web browser. And that means that we can reach the most possible number of people everywhere worldwide. With the possibilities. Regarding the possibility of putting it locally, that is definitely possible. The processing can be offloaded onto a normal PC or a desktop. In fact, that was what my first prototype was.
Okay, excellent answers all around, you guys. So there's one round left, though, and that's the Live It round. It's about how you plan to bring your technologies to market. So let's get to it. Eric, please begin the round with a question for the innovation team.
Estimate, you guys have a lot of competition out there from existing services, some of which are very big competitors, and you also have a freemium model. What type of premium features do you think people would be willing to pay for versus all the free services out there?
Yep, so the main difference we have with our competitors is the privacy, and I think we can appeal to a lot of users out there who think they don't want to disclose the exact location to your friends. With regards to the premium features, we think that our app, like if you meet up at a cafe in advance, set up a meeting next week, we can think of like discounts and that you can provide to these people, to your friends meeting up. For the premium features, you could talk about.
So we'll be providing it free for our trial period, and after that there'll be restrictions on how many meetings they can have per month, and they can unlock it through an in-app purchase.
Okay. Satya, Satya, your question for the World Citizenship Team.
I like the way you thought about the world as developing and developed, and you even thought about the business model for the two. Maybe you want to talk a little bit about maybe insurance companies in the developed world and what they may do with your app, and then in the developing world, you talked about NGOs and other organizations. So tell me a little more about how you plan to go to market with these governmental or non-governmental organizations.
So I have to admit that my experience with insurance companies is a bit lacking. I come from Australia and we live in the world of socialized medicine. But to the best of my ability, I will answer your question. So we think that insurance companies can use this as a preventative health measure. We don't think that health is something that some people are working against. Like some people seem to think that health companies, insurance companies, don't want people to be healthy, and we don't think that's true. We think that insurance companies play a big role in preventative health because it's in their interest. You don't want someone to go to the hospital and have to do thousands of dollars of payouts. And we think insurance companies can actually use this to tell users, to give them an impetus to improve their own health. And we see that this is going to happen in a lot of places. I'm sure all of you here are familiar with the quantified self movement, and that's really where that strikes at the heart of it. To use data, big data, to monitor our own bodies in the way that we've monitored everything else in the world, to make that universal.
In regards to NGOs and partnerships, so currently we can imagine anemia working everywhere. It is the world's first simple, non-invasive and easily accessible tool for screening anemia. So I'll answer it really quickly because we have 7 seconds. We've already had our app in hospitals within Australia. Our next step is we're going to be partnering with Aboriginal health organisations and nursing districts. We have partners.